back to the egg, which is a single stem cell surrounded by the great white blood of the great white bloodstream. It is completely efficient to the point that it needs no external source of oxygen or water, yet still has the ability to create the whole living organism. When I say it has 100% efficiency, please equate the word efficiency to functionality. The same type of efficiency enables a caterpillar to transform through the metamorphosis of a cocoon into a butterfly. Again, with no external source of oxygen or water. Perhaps there is more we can learn from this example in relation to shifting through 0 point, sort of a kind of death and rebirth, and a transformative resurrection. Talk about energy not being destroyed, but transformed. Cellular efficiency and functionality is precisely what NRF2 activation helps us to reintegrate. It tunes all 3,000 disease mechanism genes, thus it regulates the pathological processes or disease processes genetically. The drugs have only targeted one of 3,000 disease mechanism genes, but our NRF2 does all 3,000. NRF2 gets shut off more and more after 20 until we die, so it needs to be reactivated. In a way, NRF2 activation is 3,000 times more powerful than what any of the drugs have previously been. That's powerful. Another thing, our modern medical minds are still really excited about using needles to transport stem cells to one part of the body one day. Meanwhile, 23 years ago, I was spiritually shown how to produce and transport adult stem cells to every part of our body every day. And how is this all connected to the great white bloodstream? These stem cells are where the white blood cells and lymphocytes, which are made from white blood cells, come from. These are the most intelligent and most powerful cells in the body. Around 1992, my father met some white Native Americans with blonde hair and blue eyes, who were very impressed with his work in relation to the great white bloodstream. They were so impressed that they told him that there was a special process they had kept a secret within their tribe for hundreds of years, which had never been shared outside of their tribe, and which they had received the required permission from the whole tribe to share it with him. I now believe what they were also telling him is that they could see that he was of their bloodline. And they proceeded to share the secret, never shared outside of their tribe, which they had used to turn on their endocrine glands for hundreds of years. My father called these glands power plants. They're called Chakras in India and the 7 houses in China. All the top masters around the world have had a way of activating them. Again, we are all related, and it's time that everyone knows how to turn them on and understands their connection to the great white bloodstream. We've been further developing these secrets ever since, making the technology faster and more powerful. It's absolutely vital and amazing what we've been teaching in our healing classes. Some of my family members are really into family history research. This past Memorial Day, May 29th, 2017, at night, I did my first real family history search using an online database. I followed a line all the way back to Noah, and from there it goes back to Adam and Eve using the genealogy available from ancient writings. One of the things that surprised me is how long it took because of how many dead ends I had to find in order to find one line that went all the way back. And I was quite surprised to discover the line I'd found was not of the lineage I was always taught I was from, but was of another very dominant lineage, one that my family has noticed hints of being from for many years, but we've just never found proof. Through France, England, Spain, Troy, and Turkey, we're of Judah through his son Zerah. Again, we're all related. One of the reasons there's so many dead ends is because when you go back very far, the only lines that go back are through the kings and queens because they were powerful enough to preserve their physical records. Many physical records were destroyed and lost over the human history of abuse. And what I realized was that if I can find a totally new dominant lineage I'm connected to from just one single line, how many more dominant lineages may I actually be directly related to through all the other dead ends I found? Don't get me wrong, I've always believed we're all related because every generation makes it twice as easy to be related to everyone, and because of all the ancient records pointing to the flood alone. And I just watched another amazing video on YouTube about the discovery of the real Noah's Ark found by Ron Wyatt in Turkey.